If you don't know who I am, my name is Dorcas Walker. I am a master life coach with the company I was gifted to by God called Seed to Tree Coaching. I have been in business for over 8 years, and it has been a huge blessing to watch the transformation of lives of the people that God brings to me to help. And today I want to share with you how I got started as a life coach, and then hopefully give you some inspiration for those of you out there who are going through difficult seasons. Before I get into sharing my story and journey into becoming a life coach, I want to share with you that I am developing a course called the R.E.S.T method. The R.E.S.T method is basically the brainchild of all the things I've been through, as well as the journeys I've helped each of my clients go through to them having success in their lives. It's designed for moms and women to help strengthen their walk in the Lord, as well as strengthen their mind as they're going through day-to-day lifestyle. It talks about how to get out of burnout, how to get out of bad thinking, how to get out of toxic mentalities and behavior, and start living your life in a way that's actually productive and helpful for you so that you can be at the best that you were designed to be by God. So if you have any questions about that or want to know more information, keep watching my videos. I will be talking about the R.E.S.T method in different areas and how I've applied it in my life and how it's helped clients that I've helped in the past. My journey to becoming a life coach was not an easy journey. Now, I'm not saying that that makes me a unique person in dealing with struggles and situations, but let me tell you, my life has always been full of some type of overwhelming struggles. When I decided to become a life coach, it was from the advice of a really good friend who was encouraging me to step out of a business that I was in that wasn't really very profitable for me, but I really enjoyed doing it. This friend felt that this business was a good model for me, but thought I could do better doing something else for myself, hence life coaching. When she was sharing with me about life coaching, which is current what she was at the time, she was sharing with me how the Lord had cleared a lot of fog in her mind and gave her a lot of clarity on how she had this unique way of helping people in circumstances that they could not get themselves or see themselves out of. I myself, growing up, always found myself in situations where friends and even family members were asking for my advice in various situations. The Lord would grant me this information, and before I knew it, they were now using that advice to better themselves. So, life coaching just kind of made sense to me. I did a lot of research about it and decided that was the direction I wanted to go. So, hence, about 8 years ago, I decided to start my business in life coaching. Now, I would love to sit here and tell you, oh, I became a life coach and everything was beautiful and I made tons of money and had tons of clients. Da, 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 da. No, that didn't happen. It didn't happen like that at all. In fact, the year that I decided that I wanted to become a life coach was the same year that my husband lost his job. His job that was taking care of me and our children. And it was the job that was supplying the extra funding I needed to start my life coach practice. So when he lost his job, at first I took it in stride. I didn't worry about it because I knew God had us under control. And I just focused my efforts on building my coaching practice. But little after little, month after month, I discovered that those things that I was trying to do all costed money. Who would have thought? And the fact of the matter is it wasn't that I needed a lot of money, but I still needed money and I wasn't bringing anything in because I just started the practice. Marketing needed to be done, websites needed to be done, landing pages, you name it. All of those things need to be done and I literally had no resources to do that. So I was able to work around, get a couple dollars here and there, get a few things going, find as many resources as I could on the cheap. And let's face it, y'all, when you do stuff on the cheap, you tend to get cheap results. It was hard because I knew that God was calling me to do this. I felt so great about it, but I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that I just couldn't. The timing of him losing his job affected everything. And even though God at some point did return that income to us in that season, it was really hard because my husband was feeling very vulnerable and very disheveled, and my children We're trying to protect them and shield them from the fact that we had no income. There was even moments, guys, I thought I was even going to lose the place I was living. Wasn't sure if we were going to be eating meals night to night. And I definitely wasn't even sure if we were going to have even electricity or heating. And it scared me. It really scared me. And looking back on those days, man, it was crazy. Trying to build a business, trying to keep a roof over her head, trying to keep my husband in a stable position. It was really hard. So the season was challenging. I didn't know if we would have food to eat day to day. Didn't know if the bills were going to get paid. And trust me, for a while they weren't. But I still had this dream that I wanted to build a life coaching practice, that I wanted to help women who were dealing with difficult situations and wanted to have a closer relationship with God. That's how I got it started out. And I pushed through week to week, month to month. I can remember mornings waking up feeling so much anxiety because I wasn't really sure if I would turn on the lights and the lights would be on. I wasn't sure if when it got cold, we would be able to turn on the heat and the heat was still going to come on, or even turn on the stove and make food. Look, y'all, I was planning in my mind, how can we live our lives in a cardboard box? Because that's how bad things were. Life coaching was something that I felt called to do, but I didn't think God was anywhere near me. And I'm telling you, it caused a lot of stress. Now, I will promise you, I will share with you all the miracles that the Lord brought during that time. But today, I want to mainly focus on the one thing, and that is the R.E.S.T method. Why do I keep bringing it up? Because it literally is what saved me during that difficult season. I didn't have it as a method at the time, but the things that I did during that time definitely put in a sense of hope, a sense of recovery, and it helped keep me above water when things were just getting really overwhelming. I had to do a series of soul searching and planning and strategically seeing things in a way that was going to be not in my pit of circumstances, but seeing things the best way that I could from God's perspective. Now, let me go into that. See, even though things financially started to get better, or my husband was able to get another job, we went about 6 months without income. So 6 months without income, it was stressful. But I was there. I was there with my husband. I was campaigning, carrying the load, carrying the weight, trying to get creative with meals, trying to pray my way through every single day. And even though I was doing all of that, I never really took time to care for myself because I was feeling stress. I was always worried. I didn't communicate to my husband as much as I felt, and I certainly didn't communicate it to our children. But that led me to a very intense situation where my body was carrying stress for so long that it started to have negative outcomes. What do I mean? Well, I was in the hospital for a week because of the stress. I had to put on special medications because of the way the stress was going through my body and the damage that it was causing. I was absent from my children's events. I was absent from my children's lives for a while. They got used to their mom always putting them to bed at night. And here I was in the hospital. I couldn't be there for them. I couldn't be there for my husband. It was tough, y'all. It was really tough. And it wasn't until I got sick like that that I realized that all the stress that I was carrying, all the ways I was running my body down to the ground, trying to build a business, trying to keep a family stable, trying to keep my husband stable, trying to keep myself from not drowning, it was too much. And instead of being vocal about it and getting help, I internalized it, pushed through, and it led me to getting really sick. So, how did the R.E.S.T method start working for me? First and foremost, in that season, when I was stressed to the max in the hospital on medications, I had to do the first step, which is reflect. Reflecting on how I got in the situation. What events occurred that led me to the point that my body was literally shutting down and breaking down and attacking itself because of all the stress? I can't say that it happened overnight. In fact, I think it took a couple of months to figure it out. But I realized that stress was the culprit. Everything I was internalizing, everything that I was dealing with, I never took the time to really help myself. I was focusing on everybody else and my business, and it never, in the end, served me. The next thing I did is I explored. I explored all the ways that things were attacking my peace, causing me stress, and keeping me completely manic. I mean, all the things that were happening around me, many of them I couldn't control, but there was a few that I could. And the ones that I could, I had to really call out. Like, I could choose to go to bed a little bit early versus staying up all night watching videos. I could choose to do more prayer time, or even the time that I chose to serve more, which kind of started being serving more at church, but serving more to kind of get myself out of my own head, helping and blessing somebody else, even though I was in a pit. So exploring the fact that there were other things that I could be doing instead of sitting around feeling sorry for myself, stressing over every situation that I was dealing with, I had to explore other options and other ways of dealing with my stress. After that, I was able to step three, strategize. Strategize things that I could do that would help me stay distracted, not stuck on myself, not stuck in a pit of stress, but actually getting it out, doing activities that bless me so that I can continue blessing my family. And of course, working in my business. I mentioned earlier, I went to church and started serving, helping people, volunteering in different things. Another thing I also did is I went for walks. I would just take morning walks, just me and God, and I would go take a walk at the park or in the neighborhood. But being in nature just helped me feel so much better. I don't think I always connected it at the time, but I can remember that after 3 or 4 weeks of walking on a regular basis, I actually started having a very positive outlook in my life, despite the fact that nothing around me had changed. Last but least was transformation. So it's great to reflect, it's great to explore, it's great to strategize, but the real work comes in the transformation. If you are doing things that are starting to make you feel good, and you starting to find yourself seeing more positive out a positive outlook in all your negativity, the natural step is to transforming in a way that the next time a stressor comes in your life, you're not stuck on that stressor and only focusing on how bad you feel. You are using the tools that you've developed in the exploring and in the strategizing to apply in your transform. And it's a day by day process. It's not just one and done. It's every day, rinsing and repeating. And when you are doing the right things that bring you joy, when you are doing the things that help bring peace, when you are doing things in your life that cause you to have a more somber view of what's going on and prayerfully seeing things from God's perspective, believe it or not, the stress goes away, because that's exactly what happened to me. I wasn't stressed out as much anymore. The problems didn't go away. Money was still tight. My business wasn't growing as fast as I wanted it to, but I really had peace. I had peace with God because I took the time to apply these steps in my life and do them over and over and over. That's the rest method, you ladies. That's it. It's recognizing, exploring, strategizing, and transforming, because life is going to be life. There's always going to be something to be stressed about. There's always going to be circumstances that we are not prepared for. You have to deal with them. They don't stop. This is the world we live in. It's our human experience together. But these steps are designed to help individuals. They helped me. They helped me have a positive outlook even in the bleakest moments of my life. They've helped other women who have used this method to get out of bad situations, either in physical or in their mental. And trust me, this area is like the danger zone. Listen, ladies, it's a new year. It's a new opportunity for you to change the way you do things. Stress is a part of life, but it doesn't have to always equate to burnout. It doesn't mean that you have to walk around day to day with no peace in mind, no peace in your heart, dealing with one stressful situation, with one negativity after another, with no hope. I am sharing with you that this is a new year. We can embark on this year with a different mindset. I believe in you. Why? Because I used to be like that. I used to be in the middle of the pit, as I shared with you earlier. And if it wasn't for these tips that I shared with you today, I don't think I would have survived. I think I would have just fallen in the pit, given up. But I knew that it was more important than me to get up every time I got knocked down and try again. So this year, 2024, we're going to have a new mindset. I hope that the R.E.S.T method that I just shared with you is something that you can start applying in your life today. Are you dealing with a lot of problems? Are you finding yourself stressed out? Are you burned out, having meltdowns, super emotional? What's going on in your life that's triggering? What's going on in your environment? What people in your life are helping to cause the situation? These are things we need to stop and think about. I encourage you that as we start this new year, we're only 5 days into it. Start reflecting. What's one thing you can do different? One area in your life that you can start to apply the R.E.S.T method in. Let's see how it works for you. Give it a couple of weeks. Let me know. If you're courageous, comment below. Let me know the one thing you're going to start doing this month, just this month. Lovely ladies, I pray blessings over you. Pray blessings that the R.E.S.T method, you can try to take my challenge and apply it to one thing. Let me know how it goes for you. Comment down below. Reach out to me. I'm super approachable. I want to be here to help you. And just like the Lord gave me an insight on this, I want to be able to share that insight with you. So for now, I will say goodbye. See you next week with a new video. Love you all. Have a beautiful day.